Hey y'all! Now my blender that has the longer cord finally bit the dust on me when I was making the piping batter, and it won't work. So I know I need a new one. In the meantime, I have a shorter one, so I'm going to have to try to get you at a different angle where you can see when I have this stick blender in here. Anyway, I'm making cold processed soap. My no coconut recipe that is for people who are allergic to coconut oil, because I have a friend that has a son-in-law who is. And so I'm using the Brambleberries Moroccan mint in it, and it smells really good. And I've really quickly figured out some embeds, and I've got some piping batch that is going, and I'm getting ready to go ahead and start, and I'm going to move you down.
Here is my oils.
First I do is my kaolin clay and my finely ground oatmeal, which I sift 4 or 5 times, this time anyway. Sometimes 3 or 4, but lately 5. Because I want it to have a little bit of exfoliation without being scratchy, and I don't want to get colloidal oatmeal. I prefer doing it myself. Just stirring this in it. Now this batter has more solid oil, so it is a bit thicker because it is room temperature. I prepared this last night. I melted it this morning, and it is now room temperature. It is a bit smoky here. Very, very smoky. I call it my no coconut soap. I don't have enough shea butter just yet. I'm waiting on the mail. And then I'll have more. So I'm going to have to do this kind of thing right here. Yeah, my stick blender's on short cord. And next for my fragrance oil and my heavy cream.
Here goes my fragrance oil. It's Moroccan mint from Brambleberry.
Skip a step, Sharon. I'm going to go ahead and stir just a little bit with this. So this time I've added my fragrance before I've added my lye, and it's a mistake. So we'll see how it turns out. Here comes my lye. I could run it through this because I have tussa silk in it, and if there's any that's not melted, I don't want it in my soap. It's all melted though. So, hit it with the stick blender again. Thick sludge. Might be because I added the fragrance oil first, but normally it's supposed to slow it down from doing that. Of course, I didn't have that in it. And my heavy cream. I super fat at 5%, but the heavy cream pushes it up a little bit more because it's got a lot of fat in it. Hit it with a stick blender again after I stir. Okay, getting a little thicker than I realized. Didn't do this with the popping batch. At least I don't think it did. Sometimes you have a little bit of a false trace though, when you have more solid oils than you do liquid. So I'm getting ready to pour the colors. Make sure you can see. Now this is going to be, since it's candy cane, I'm calling it, it's going to have Christmassy colors. And I like to have 2 different colors of red, one a pinky red and one a red red. Of course, a white and the green. The lighter green color is going to be in the piping batch. Here's my white. And now for my green. And I'm going to try to stir these by hand, where you can see. Now, I will not put my soap batter underneath the camera. We'll never drop it in there again. It might fall behind the mirror, but it's not going to fall in the soap batter. It's really too thick for me to try to stick blend this. I might need to though, but I'm trying to see if I can get away with not stick blending it, because I don't want to stick blend it with it so thick. I don't want it any thicker. This is actually the perfect pouring mixture for what I want to do. I want to try to make it, layer it as much as I can. And for the red, now this color is from Nurture soap. It's called Really Red, or is it Really Red? Something like that. Really red, something, or real red. I have to look at it. It's a sample. I like it. This is magenta, fluorescent magenta from Aztec. And the other one was a combination of, the green one was a combination of denim blue on Be Scented and the green apple on Be Scented. And then, of course, TD is oil soluble one. I've got just a little bit left before I have to start using some water soluble one that I got. Trying to use this one at first. So I'm going to start with white. And the first thing I'm going to do is make sure it's on it evenly before and the others will just have to wing it. So, my trick to layers. Now, for the red. What I'm doing is I've got my spoon here, and I'm kind of laying this on top of there and letting it kind of not pierce the surface. And that rubbing alcohol helps it from piercing the surface. And then I'm taking the spatula and kind of spreading it a little. So I don't know how much this is going to work like that, but I'm trying it. It did last year, but it's been a while since I've tried this to do a layer for pink. Now I have foam board to reinforce these molds because they bend and they bow. So the ones with the handles work best for this. And the ones without don't. I guess because I can't get quite close enough to it. Hopefully it'll look cool anyway. Now I like how the Moroccan mint smells. It has a blend of peppermint, spearmint, corn mint, which I'm not sure what is, and some kind of tea. And I like the smell. Now I'm banging it. Spraying again. I made the candy cane embeds today, and I sprayed again. I always like to have some natural uncolored soap in my batter so I can see the discoloration, and it's just fun to show what each fragrance oil does different to the soap. I think I must have forgot about the green over here. Spread this out a little. Spray it. Pink needs to come into here. Okay, so gonna put some white here. This one makes a big enough bar anyway. I don't need the piping to make it too heavy. I should have done this. I'm saving this for another round of this. Bring this one a little higher. That's all of that one. Now for some no color on top of here. And the last of the red. Wait, yeah. I need to get another one of those butter knives, silicone butter knives from Walnut Mart, if I'm going to be using this mold right here, because the one that I have, I've used in the coconut stuff, and I can't use it with this. All these things are separate from that batch, so I don't cross-contaminate for allergy purposes. And even my stick part of the blender is different. It goes with the one that I'm using tonight, but the other one came with another attachment, and I can interchange them even though it's technically a different brand. I got one that's called a Better Chef and one that was called a Home Leader. So now I'm going to be looking for another Better Chef, because what is important to me this time isn't really what the blender looks like, but the length of the cord. Okay, I'm going to clean up on this one. Add one more little bit of white, and then I'll be getting ready to pipe. I need to spray. Time to go buy some more 90% rubbing alcohol for me. Start with this one. I was hoping this would thicken some, but it doesn't look like it's going to thicken very quickly. I tell you, it looked like it was thickening on me in the beginning, but like I said, I think that was what's called a false trace because of all the solid oils I had, and not actually because of the fragrance oil. I think this fragrance oil probably, is one that decelerates. So far that seems to be what is happening. And so the popping batter, I have just the green apple from Be Scented. That's the color I have in this popping batch. Okay, that's the piping. I have to be very careful where I put it because when I put it in the soap cutter tomorrow, I don't want to cut any embeds in half. I want to design the candy cane this way so instead of sticking up, because when you're in a bath, I don't want it to break off. I suppose as I'm using my cutter, I will have to learn how to properly space the embeds, because right now I'm not so sure I'm doing such a good job. I'm almost afraid some of them are going to be cut in half. If I can get 12 on there, then I'll have done good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, just in case, here we goes a better view of that with the candy canes. I'm going to go ahead and finish up and clean this up, and I will be back tomorrow night to cut it, and I will really try my best to see where you figure out a way to put this camera phone where you can see things, what's happening. So, bye now.